Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, we're gonna be testing the Intel UHD 620, which is inside of the i7-8565U and other processors as well, which is inside of this DELL XPS 13 laptop, super thin and light, in 2024. Oh yes, it's gonna be bad. Now, I recently bought this laptop for traveling, not to work on it or anything, just to watch some YouTube videos, some movies, the odd thumbnail edit here and there, you know, and it works absolutely fine with its quad-core CPU and 8 threads for those basic tasks. Now, what about gaming though? I knew right off the bat that it wasn't going to be great, but it still disappointed me, like a lot, okay? Now, you might think that the CPU inside of this thing is actually decent. After all, it is Core i7 branded, right? That's not terrible. 8th generation, which is not that long ago, right? Oh boy, it's 6 years old already. Where did all of that time go? And here it has a max turbo frequency of 4.6 gigahertz. That's quite high, right? But it doesn't sustain those 4.6 gigahertz for long, guys, at all, okay? This is a 15-watt chip. It has a U at the end of it, i7-8565U, and that means that it's an ultra-low power CPU meant for these machines, super thin and light. Actually, it's quite funny, the size of the heatsink on this thing. It's kind of cute, but it doesn't do its job that well, unfortunately. While opening programs and basically whenever the CPU hits the turbo boost, although not for long, it does go up to 100 degrees Celsius. I replaced the thermal paste as well, of course, and that's by design, so I don't care. It's lived 6 years already. But the thing is, gaming is a sustained workload, so it won't have those frequencies that often, and it will downclock itself to prevent it from just destroying itself and boiling to death. And although I tried to do that with Intel XTU after seeing the atrocious performance in gaming, it didn't work on it, so we're stuck to just the 15-watt stuff, sustained loads here for this video. The rest of the specs consist of 16 gigabytes of DDR4 2133 megahertz, which was the norm basically for these chips back then, and a 512 gigabyte SSD. Alright, that's enough intro. Let's play some games on this tiny little thing, which is definitely not meant for gaming. Shall we? Let's start with Valorant, a super easy to run game, usually, and we're playing at 1080p resolution using the lowest settings. And here we are, guys. What? No way. No way it will be stuttery. Come on, it's still the warm-up. Maybe it needs to warm up a little bit. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna start counting our FPS. Inside, we're getting 100 plus frames per second. It's quite nice and smooth, but it has a little bit of a frame time issue here. Sometimes it stutters slightly, okay? That's probably because of the CPU itself. It's fluctuating a little bit between 15 watts and 20 to 25 watts sometimes. So that's probably introducing a little bit of stuttering here and there, unfortunately, but it is a playable experience, alright? Sometimes GPU usage is also not maxing out. That's because CPU is a slight bottleneck. Yes, to its own Intel UHD graphics, guys. This CPU is not very good, as you can probably tell, at least under sustained loads. These U-series CPUs are a bit more geared towards fast peak performance, you know, like it goes up to 30 or 40 watts of power for a few seconds and then it goes back down. It's just so it opens apps fast, you know, and programs and so on, not for sustained loads. That's why the heatsink on this thing is so tiny. You know what? This is not a bad experience. If you really want to play Valorant on something like this, well, you can't really expect it to perform very well for a competitive experience, but it's still a bit of fun, right? Nice. Okay, you know what? I don't think this is too different from stuff like GT 710, honestly. So we're in for a bad experience in today's video, probably. Oh boy, but hey, at least Valorant runs on every potato out there, so there's that. Come on. Alright, another one down. Nice. But anyways, this is a playable experience. I can enjoy it. It is a bit stuttery though, not for everyone, but hey, it's playable. You can have a little bit of fun. Time for the good old GTA 5 at 720p resolution using everything on the lowest settings, which are the normal settings in this game. All right, over here everything is turned off as well, and well, we're getting 30s around here. That's not terrible. I mean, this is actually a semi-decent experience for what it is, you know? Thin and light Ultrabook from 6 years ago or so. It's not doing too bad. Now it's dropping into the 20s because of a CPU bottleneck. The 15-watt stuff is just terrible. But again, I can't use XTU with this system, unfortunately. If you are an Intel UHD Graphics player, I was once upon a time, okay? I guess you'll be fine with 25 to 40 FPS, which is what we're getting right now. Look at that, above 40 FPS at the moment. That is fantastic, guys. Okay, this area is very easy to run usually, so of course we're getting like upper 30s. Oh, we actually did have a little bit of a drop there. It is certainly playable like this. Not super great, obviously, like it's dropping into the 20s right here, of course, with the vegetation and stuff. That's always very intensive in this game, but this is kind of worst case scenario anyways, and we get to see Jack after all, so it's totally worth getting this game with a system like this. Okay, hello Jack, how's it going, buddy? All right, let's go down here. It's usually the most intensive area in my benchmark run. Yep. Oh my god, that's terrible. Okay, and Bob, where the heck is Bob? We need to kill him. Aha, there he is. I don't know which one of you is Bob, so goodbye, Bob and Bob's friend. Now the peace is restored in the world, my friends. We can move on to the next game. We got 35 FPS average, 1% lows. It is what it is. Oh boy, this is gonna be terrible. Yep, this is Elden Ring now, guys. We're playing below 10 FPS sometimes, and this isn't even an intensive area like the forest back there. Holy crap. Alright, I'm gonna show you the settings. I'm playing this in windowed mode because it wouldn't apply this resolution in full screen, and this is the lowest resolution the game supports, 800 by 450. Lowest settings, of course. Let's call Roach. Head over here, boy. So if you're fancying some very slow motion Elden Ring, well, the UHD 620 is going to be there for you, my friends. I can't even believe it has UHD in the name. It's not doing 450p, let alone freaking UHD, you know? Okay, so this is one of the most intensive areas, this forest, okay? And it's getting a little bit higher FPS. Nope, not anymore. Never mind. Nope, yep, okay, 8 frames. 9 frames. It's pretty much the same thing, actually. A little bit worse, but yep, if you're wondering, you shouldn't buy Elden Ring with Intel HD or UHD graphics. It runs like crap. Prepare your eyes, my friends, because now we're playing Stutter Night, and it's going to be a stutter fest. We're playing at 720p resolution using performance mode and the lowest settings. And well, guys, this is absolutely terrible of an experience. It's so stuttery. Holy crap. Now, the worst part is that I have already played an entire match. You know, I loaded everything that there was to load for about like 20 minutes. I spectated the match as well, and it's still a stuttery, unplayable mess, as you can see, at least while dropping here. Really, really bad, but down there it's also going to be terrible. Okay, come on, we can do this. We can do this. Yes, I did it. I headshotted the driver. Alright, let's go now. My god, while driving, it's even worse. Holy crap, what a slideshow this is. Well, you get the idea, right? We already got a kill, so let's just go to the next game, because this one, yeah, it really is Stutter Night, isn't it? There's a guy over here. Wait a second, can we get this? Can we get this one as well? Yes! Yes, we can! We are beasts, guys! Yeah, another one! Let's go! Let's go! Oh my god, so stutter! Yeah, come on! Explode! Explode the thing! Reload! Oh, the game literally stops, guys. There's nothing you can do. At least the guy is scared of us. I have no idea how, but yeah. Next is Counter-Strike 2, the most popular game on Steam, and we're playing at 480p, 640 by 480, 4:3 resolution, using the lowest settings, of course. All right, here we go. It just started, guys. Let's try to win this one. It's probably not gonna happen, but still, I'm gonna get all of the chickens that I can. Okay, get over here. Get up, sir. Sir, I want to kill you, buddy. Oh, the chicken actually died. Okay, so this guy's a little bit annoying. What the Come on, stop it. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, the slowdowns are so real, my friends. You can notice them. Ugh, it's terrible. At least it's not a stuttery mess, you know. It is getting 57 FPS average after all, 99% GPU utilization, so it is a GPU bottleneck scenario. Okay, thankfully the CPU can actually handle its own here, apparently, even in deathmatch. Oh my god! As I say this, what is going on? GPU usage just dropped like crazy there. Come on, man. Did you really need to drop the 1% lows that far? It's back to playable, you know, but what the heck, dude? What happened there? Ugh, this is pretty terrible, guys. I mean, if you really want to play some CS2, the game launches and it runs with 55 FPS average, but you can't be competitive. You don't stand a chance, basically. I guess if you find a lobby with a lot of people playing on Intel UHD graphics and even older ones than these, come on, there we go. Oh boy, you might actually stand a little bit of a chance. Okay. Also, guys, another thing is the resolution is absolutely atrocious. You're gonna have a headache at 640 by 480 in this game. One thing was playing CS 1.6 or CS Source at this res, you know. Other thing is playing CS2, which has a lot more aliasing and stuff like that because it has more detail, obviously. Spray and pray. Let's go, it's over. Finally, I can stop playing this crap. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was bad. But guys, we actually did a pretty decent job. I killed 42 people. That's absolutely insane for the performance we're getting in CS2, right? Well, now I'm playing Rust, guys, sort of, because this is an awful experience. As you can see, we are CPU bound at the moment, but sometimes we actually get GPU bound. But as you can see, it is a complete stutter fest, and it is not playable whatsoever. I'm gonna show you the settings as well. We're playing at 800 by 600 resolution using potato settings. These are, well, might as well just turn these down to the minimum as well, right? Let's go. Minimum settings right now using these turned off as well as these. And the most important option is also turned off, head bob. Okay, you don't want any bobs in here. Sometimes you might be able to reach 30 FPS. It's very difficult though, but there we go. We can actually reach 30. But, yeah, with all of that stuttering, I don't think this is a playable experience at all, guys. Look at that. 5 FPS, 1% lows. Nothing is happening really, like we're not in a very populated server either. It has 12 players online. And I've been seeing that the CPU power usage, when it drops down to 15 watts, which is the norm for this CPU, you know, the rated TDP, it starts getting 20-ish frames per second. And then when it goes up slightly, you know, like right now it's at 20 watts, up to 20 watts at least, and it's starting to get to 30 FPS, but here in this area, since that's more intensive on the CPU side of things at least, it's starting to drop down again. So yeah, there's no point in buying Rust with something like this, unfortunately. This used to run on an actual potato back in the days when it released. I remember people playing it even on GeForce 210s. Obviously, it's been updated throughout the years, and it runs way worse at the moment. Still kind of runs in a potato, like GT 710 can actually run this, but yeah, UHD 620 with this CPU at least, it has a really rough time. Well, guys, this is Dota 2. We're playing it at 1080p using the lowest settings with 50% resolution scale. And these are the settings that I found to be the best for 30 plus FPS all of the time. Okay, you gotta play at 540p essentially. As you can see, with a lot of things happening, it doesn't seem to be dropping from 30 FPS. The frame time graph is pretty terrible right there, but it's not the end of the world, you know, it's still playable, you can still scroll. Now, when absolutely nothing is happening, like right here, we can actually get those 60 FPS, but as soon as some effects are on screen, just forget it. It drops down into the 40s and 50s. This is worse than I expected, guys. We're just gonna wait for another team fight. I want to see some more effects, just to make sure that it doesn't really drop from 30 FPS, you know, with more things happening. Come on, ultimates. There we go. Oof. It does. It does drop. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, but it's not too bad. It's only to like 27 minimum and for a split second, but I was not expecting that, guys. Dota 2 is super easy to run on lowest settings, let alone lowest settings plus 50% resolution scale. Holy crap. And well, guys, Forza Horizon 4 would be next, but after what felt like an eternity loading the game, it just crashes every single time. No error messages or anything, it just goes straight to the desktop again. Time for Red Dead Redemption 2. We're playing this one at the 720p resolution using the lowest settings possible, aside from the resolution scaling, which I think we will enable a little bit later. Oh boy, look at those temperatures on the CPU. Damn, this gets quite toasty whenever it's at 30 plus watts, doesn't it? And we're finally here, guys. Getting 12 frames per second. Yep, it is absolutely unplayable of an experience. Kind of expected at this point in the video, I think, right? Were you thinking that this would be playable? I mean, this game isn't really that badly optimized, honestly. It can scale quite... where did you go for a second, Roach? But yeah, there's a lot of scaling between the settings, you know. Ultra settings can be super intensive, but the low settings are really, really easy to run. But, well, not for the UHD 620, they aren't, okay? Yeah, this is not gonna work. So let's try the resolution scale option right here. Set it to half. Over here, 0.5, which is 360p resolution. Oh, it looks terrible, of course. It has that artifacting issue, you know, with like little triangles everywhere. It looks really weird, little dots as well. But now we're almost doubling our FPS. Kind of. So it isn't even enough to achieve 20 frames per second. It's going to be unplayable in this game unless you really like pixelated messes. Can we see Jack in this one? I think this is the way. Yes, I hear him. Yes, it's been such a long time. Oh my god, there he is. Jack, hello. How's it going? Oh my goodness, this is great. At least we got to see Jack. You know, this is totally playable after all. Hello, hug me. Hug me. I love you too, Jack. Okay, so far, so terrible, right? It's been really bad, but I kind of want to see if any game is playable at 4K resolution with this thing. I mean, it has UHD in its name, so we will play Slay the Spire next. This is an indie title, super awesome game, by the way. I play it all of the time on my phone, actually. But here, with the UHD 620, we're playing at 4K resolution, using, well, the normal set. It has no presets, okay? Let's go. Oh my god, I'm not sure if I feel good about it or bad, because this is literally like a 2D image here, and it's getting 36 FPS, but at the same time, we're at 4K, and the game is very playable. That's amazing. Okay. All right, let's go. Now, this is being recorded at 30 FPS, though, because using the capture card here through USB-C, it only does 30 hertz, actually, at 4K resolution, unfortunately. So I can't really do much about that, but it's close enough to the FPS that we're getting, so yeah, it's very crappy. Oh my god. Now, if you're wondering, you can play this absolutely fine at 1080p resolution, you know, it's gonna run absolutely perfectly with 60 FPS locked, but I just wanted to see. And we did it, guys. This is it. Slay the Spire is the type of game that you should play on something like the UHD 620 and the low-powered CPU like the i7-8565U. And I highly recommend it, by the way. Another game that you should definitely try on Intel HD or UHD Graphics is Hollow Knight. This has tons of great reviews on Steam. I've played it for about like 15 hours already as well, and it's great. And I'm playing at 1080p now, low settings. Yes, you still gotta set it to low, even in this type of game. Okay. Now, I haven't really played this on mouse and keyboard yet. This is my first time doing so it's gonna take a while for me to get used to it, especially because I already know how to play it. But on... I'm gonna die here, am I not? Maybe. Wait. Okay, I got that one somehow. Some areas seem to be more intensive than others, interestingly enough. I kind of want to find a teleport thingy, because there's an area in this game with vegetation, actually. And I'm curious to see if that's more intensive than other areas. Well, this is another save game. It's from DG Moon, actually. She didn't really play much of the story yet. Of the game itself, actually, not the story. But as you can see, different area right here, 70s. Seems to be a little bit less intensive than the previous one where we were. What is this? I don't remember this. Oh, yes, I now remember this boss. Okay. Oh, there we go. Come on, can I kill it? Come on. Nope. Damn it. Let's go. But we got this. Even with mouse and keyboard. We kind of got this. Alrighty, guys. This is Left 4 Dead 2 from 2009. And this one we can actually play pretty well, as you can see, 90 FPS there. So we're playing at 1080p. Alright, using the low settings with high textures, and I guess it's going to be a decent experience, although 1% lows are already really low for some reason. Stop it! Freaking zombies, man! Oh, it's dropping from 60! It's dropping from 60 FPS! Holy crap! Like, what's more astonishing to me, when you think about it, is this laptop used to be 1,000 euros plus when it came out. And it can barely handle Left 4 Dead 2. I mean, it's getting 69 FPS average right now, which is absolutely amazing. Come on, people, please help! No! Come on! Guys! Bots, please! Thank you very much. But hey, at least it works, alright? At least it works. It is a playable experience, doesn't stutter too much, although it has some micro-stuttering issues sometimes. Oh, I want the guitar, my friend. Oh, I remember these days, man. When I was playing this game with like 25 FPS, enjoying the hell out of it, actually, with 25 FPS. At like 768p or something like that. Oh man, those were the days. Well, I just discovered that this game has 20,000 people playing it still. Okay, so it's still kind of popular, even though it's so old. That just speaks loads of how good it actually is. It's an awesome game to play, especially with friends, guys. Actually, I kind of want to see the FPS while the explosion goes off, because that's usually intensive. Let's see. There we go. Yep, 40-something FPS minimums there. Not a problem though, still very playable. So I'm playing one of my favorite games next. This is Far Cry 3 at 720p using DirectX 9 and the lowest settings possible. This is a 2012 title, guys, and it doesn't seem to be running very well. It's at 30 to 40 FPS most of the time. It had a few stutters there at the beginning. Maybe it was loading something, I don't know, but no, it's still stuttering. Oh boy. Also, for some reason, the sound is coming out of the speakers on a laptop instead of the capture card, so we have no sound here. Yeah, it is so bad, guys. This means that it's actually worse than the laptop I played this on back in the days, guys. It was with an i7-3610QM, 6 gigabytes of RAM, and a GT630M, which was very similar to the GT710, by the way. I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised given what we've been seeing today, but I actually thought the UHD 620 would be better than my old 630M. I don't know why, but yeah, this is terrible. I really thought I would come into this and tell you, go play Far Cry 3 if you have UHD 620, it's going to be a great experience. but it isn't. Okay, so this is PUBG now. 18 FPS. God damn it. We're playing it at 720p using 70% resolution scale, which makes it 504p, and the very low settings, of course. Oh, what's happening? Oh, okay. I thought it was nighttime, but no. Oh boy. Oh, come on. Oh, yes, I totally forgot, guys. I'm not moving the mouse anymore, but this has so much input lag that, yep, see that? That's from when I was moving my mouse around. Like, I'm gonna wait for it to stop, and I'm gonna show it to you now, alright? That's absolutely insane. So, of course, even if it isn't because of the FPS being super low, god damn it, it's unplayable because the input lag is absolutely atrocious. And that's something that I've been seeing throughout the years. God damn it! On Intel HD and UHD graphics. In fact, the first time that I tried it on the HD 520, I believe, it was exactly the same thing. You know, super input laggy. It's just completely unplayable. Oh my god, bring me back the Intel UHD 77. Oh my god, there are lots of them there. I don't want this. God damn you. We almost got them. We almost got them. Guys, Team Fortress 2 works flawlessly, apparently. It's not stuttery or anything. It's getting high FPS. This is beautiful. Now we just need to wait for Valve to fix the game from cheaters and stuff. Anyway, we're playing at 1080p using the high settings, medium shadow detail. It's basically the recommended settings for this GPU. Oh, interesting. This one also has the sound coming off of the PC speakers. Something weird is going on. I think this is not a Spire. Okay, never mind. Let's go, keep on going here. 70-ish frames per second, not bad. 80s, you know. Oh, yeah, we almost died there. I need healing. I got healing here. There we go. Nope. Don't want you. Go away. You can see that Team Fortress 2 is running absolutely fine, even at 1080p resolution. Now, if you lower the resolution, you can't really get 60 plus 100% of the time, unfortunately, because you can see that GPU usage is not at 100%, so lowering the res won't really do anything. You're going to end up getting the same FPS. It is totally CPU bound at this point, and that's a bit unfortunate. But hey, it is what it is. It's a 15-watt CPU after all. Well, guys, I was going to play Cyberpunk 2077, but nothing happens really. Like, I can't get into the game, basically. You can see that it shows up right here, and when I click play, it crashes. I don't know what happens. It just disappears. Skyrim is up next, and we're playing it at 720p using the low settings preset, which looks, well, kind of rough. This is a 2011 title after all, and it's low settings. But that's what's needed for us to achieve 60 FPS here in this particular title. You can see GPU usage is in the 80% range sometimes. Let's go inside of the city area. As you can see, still holding 60 frames per second, which is quite nice. Sometimes dropping a little bit. It has some stuttering though. As you can see, the frame time graph is not flat at all, so it's not going to be an amazing experience. The pop-in is absolutely insane as well, as you could see there with the low settings. Doesn't happen very often. I think it just takes a while to load things basically. But yeah, you could play some Skyrim. At the very least, a game from 13 years ago is playable and it can be enjoyable. And if you don't care about stuttering, go ahead, install this game. And if you do care about stuttering, well, live with it. You got a UHD 620, you should be used to it at this point, okay? Next is Apex Legends. We're playing this one at 1024x7 680 using the lowest settings here and targeting 45 frames per second, and this is basically adaptive resolution scale. So it will dynamically lower the resolution to try and achieve those 45 frames per second, but yeah, it's failing miserably, at least looking at the entire map from above, which is very intensive. So down there it might actually actually become a little bit better. Oh boy, look at that, 50 frames per second. I'm gonna start counting our FPS right now. Okay. So we're now at native 1024 by 768. Whenever it is above 45 frames per second, it's native resolution, all right, because it doesn't need to downscale the picture. And, well, it's crap. Don't play this game with Intel UHD 620. It's not worth it. We're actually not even maxing out the GPU right now. It's at 60%, 50% usage right there. We're CPU bound, once again, or maybe bandwidth limited bound, but I guess it's CPU bound because in this one, CPU usage goes up into the 90s very often. It just can't really deliver any more frames. Unfortunately, oh my god, look at that, dropping from 20 FPS. It is terrible. I can't even see the guys. Like, the resolution is too low. The FPS are too low. What is going on right now? And of course, the only gun that the game gave me so far is a freaking wingman. You actually need accuracy to operate it. We hit that guy twice. I wasn't expecting it, honestly. It was all luck. And well, guys, we have arrived at the conclusion of this video. As usual, don't go anywhere because I still have some games running right here. And well, if you have a little system like this, just stick to very old games, and even those don't work very well, like Far Cry 3. I really wish Far Cry 3 was playable on this thing. It's from 2012. But yeah, as we kind of expected, this is definitely not a gaming system, and if you want to play games on it, stick to like Valorant, which works decently, League of Legends. I didn't test it, but it will also work very well on stuff like these. Now, your phone might be a little bit faster playing some of the games, actually. For example, Slay the Spire runs on my phone with high refresh rate and not really on this, but at least there are some titles that can be enjoyable here, mainly from like 2010 and older. It is an absolutely atrocious experience in recent games, and not so recent ones as well, but you can still have fun. That's what I gathered from this video. All right, thanks very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this painful ride today. As always, I love you all. Bye-bye.